Ford High School Weekly is brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Oklahoma. And by Rib Crib, smoking good stuff since '92.
Welcome to Ford High School Weekly. I'm your host, Dion Amade. Today, we got a special guest for you guys. The guy from Bartlesville who puts the buckets in for the Bruins. My man, David Castillo. David, how's it going, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. How's the summer treating you?
It's going great. Great exposure. Getting to talk to a bunch of college coaches, so it's been a great summer.
All right. We'll get into a little bit of that a little later. But first off, you know how we like to start things over here at Ford High School Weekly with the pregame, okay? Before you get into your activities, you got to get a little pregame, a little warm-up, a little stretch. So we like to do the same things with our questions. You cool with that?
Yep, it's cool.
All right, let's go ahead and give you our first one. My question for you, what's your favorite number?
Favorite number, it has to be 10.
And why is that?
It runs in the family. My older brother, he used to play basketball and wear the number 10, so I try to, copy him, do everything he does just a little bit better.
I feel you. The same reason I wore number 33 in high school, family number. I can ride with it.
Yeah.
All right, question number 2. I know that everybody, knows you as David, but being with that said, I know you got a nickname or a name that your teammates call you. So what are you also known by from your teammates and some of your friends?
My family, they call me Day. It's just been a baby name that I've gotten ever since I've been little. And, my teammates, they call me DC, just quick for David. That's it.
So abbreviations, I like that. All right, number 3, for last but not least, favorite thing to do other than play basketball?
Probably go hang out with my friends. They try to, they keep me going. They keep me laughing, and just being with them keeps me happy. So probably just hanging around with my friends.
I can't argue with that, man. Friends always keep you grounded. As David Castillo grew up in basketball, he tried to pattern his game after his older brother. And an Oklahoma high school basketball legend, you might have heard of him, Trae Young. Ford High School Weekly will be back after this. The Ford Game of the Week returns Thursday, August 26th as the Booker T. Washington Hornets visit the Southmore SaberCats to kick off the 2021 season. Then Friday night, August 27th, it's the Highway 97 rivalry as Sapulpa rolls up 97 to Sand Springs to take on the Sandites. August 26th, Booker T. Washington at Southmore at 7, and Friday, August 27th, Sapulpa at Sand Springs at 7. Right here on YurView, Channel 3. Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. We're talking with my man, David Castillo. Now, David, the season's about to, get started for football, but we wanted to make sure we go ahead and talk with you before football season started going and hear about how things went for you this summer and as far as your recruiting and getting started and, getting put on the scene, especially with all the things, exciting things that happened for you. But first and foremost, I wanted to ask you, why did you start playing the game of basketball?
My family, they put the ball in my hands at a super young age, and I kind of just fell in love with the game of basketball. So my dad and my brother, they keep me going.
So what's the earliest memory of you playing ball? Like what was your first team or your first, first game? What do you remember about your early years of playing ball?
I remember in first grade, I was playing up in a YMCA ball. And I remember there's an inbounds play that my dad drew up for me. And, it was getting me the ball and letting me hit the game winner. So I got the ball, hit the game winner, all net, wasn't even looking at the rim. And best earliest memory.
I can dig that, man. Game winners don't come off too often. Even the YMCA days, you got to remember those. Got to love it. So that brings me back to my next question then. What's your favorite part about the game?
Probably scoring, getting buckets. That's the most fun about the game of basketball is just getting buckets and doing it over and over again.
So as far as on the other side of the court, you said you like scoring, you like putting the ball on the hoop, but defensively, how do you see yourself as an athlete and as a player when you're out there on the court, when you're on the other side?
I feel like I can use my athletic ability, uh, picking up full court, blocking shots, just being a pest on the defensive end.
So with that being said, what's your mentality when you're on the defensive end? I mean, I know you're an athlete and you want to try to get the ball back and go the other side just to score more buckets. But I mean, what's your mindset defensively when you're on that floor?
Probably to not let my man score. I almost see it as disrespectful to let a man score on you. So, once they score on me, I'm just gonna get right back in that defensive mentality and just not let them score.
Yeah, we can't let people disrespect us on the court now. So moving on, we talked about offensively the things you love to do. We talked about on the defensive side how you think about the game, but with most athletes, that those mindsets and those things come off of how you model your game. And as a player who's had a lot of success on the court, who do you kind of model your game off of?
I kind of don't have a player in mind. I kind of just play basketball, try to stay smooth and just try to score as many points as I can and just try to win. But, I try to model my game after my brother. I looked up to him since I was young. So watching him grow up just kind of, pushed me, I wanted to be like him. So my brother and, a couple of NBA guys, Kyrie, Steph Curry, just guys I grew up watching.
You mentioned your brother earlier. What's the age difference between you two? You said you grew up watching him and kind of mimicking your game off of him. What's the age difference?
So I'm 15 and he's 24.
Oh, so you're watching him from a young age, huh?
Yeah.
So how's he kind of encouraged you throughout your process and throughout growing up?
He'd be at workouts at all my games whenever I was younger. So kind of just seeing there, it was like, it was kind of like a dream come true.
So what kind of, mentor is he? Did he take the hands-on approach as far as, training you, bringing you to his practice and his shooting sessions, or was it more of a situation where you just got to watch and observe and kind of see the things that he did and kind of go off of that?
So whenever I was younger, I wasn't big enough, wasn't strong enough, to kind of do those kind of workouts. But I would just be in the gym watching. And then as I get older, he tells me these little things that, help me on and off the court. And it just helped me with life.
So as far as your favorite players to watch and kind of model your game off of, you already mentioned like your brother a couple of times and some of the other players that you like to watch. But who's your favorite player to kind of, watch in the NBA or collegiately if you have a guy?
Trae Young, he would have to be my favorite player to watch growing up. Watching him has been fun and almost surreal to see the things that he's done being from Oklahoma, watching his film and, in high school, in college and the NBA and just trying to see everything that he does and apply it to my game. I just see it as, I think he's probably the best player that I've ever seen from Oklahoma. And, it just gives me motivation from, him being from Oklahoma. I think I can do the same things that he can.
Over the course of the summer, David has gone from being a basketball dreamer to being the 11th ranked player in his class in the entire nation. That might put a target on the young sophomore's back, but he's still enjoying the game of basketball. When Ford High School Weekly continues. Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. We're talking with my man, David Castillo. Now, David, this summer, the buzz was going crazy over there down in Bartlesville. People started to recognize you. You started to get national attention, and you even came out with the ESPN 300 11th ranked player in the nation for your class. Take me back to that moment when you found out where you were, who you were with, and how did that make you feel?
Finding out I was a 11th player in the nation, it was very surprising. Being from small state Oklahoma, I didn't think I would get national attention, but it just happened to be.
So where were you when you heard that news?
I was at my AAU practice. We were actually in the hotels. Because my practice is 2 hours away, and they had us practicing multiple days. So I was in the hotel. It was around 8 p.m. and I woke up and I was like, somebody told me that I was on the ESPN rankings, and I didn't believe it. So I had to go check for myself, and saw my name at number 11.
Man, so you go from not believing that you were even ranked to finding out that you were number 11 in the nation. Man, how did that feel?
Surreal, almost, kind of like a dream.
So I know you and your dad kind of do this whole process together where you guys travel around the country and you go from place to place, and he's the one that's really got your back over there. So how do you think he felt when he found out you were number 11 in the nation?
I think he felt pretty proud that all this hard work that I've been putting in is starting to pay off, and people are starting to pay attention.
Hey, got to make dad proud, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right. So so that's the positive side of being ranked, but it got me to think, what's the downside of that situation now? Or do you feel like there's a target on your back now when you step into the gym and when you go to all these AAU tournaments and all these, basketball courts where you travel across the country? Do you feel like there is, a somewhat of a target on your back where you have to perform, or people are looking to try to make their name off of you?
I do think that there's a target on my back just because of being a 5-star ranked, but I try not to see it as pressure, and I just try to keep having fun with the game of basketball.
Now, do you also think it could help you in certain situations? I know a lot of players, sometimes your confidence comes from the mentality of what people see when they see you. And when you step on that court, they see, hey, this guy is a top-notch guy, and I might not be able to handle him just from first impressions. Do you think it helps when you step on the court as well?
Definitely. Just a spark of fear in the opposing team is always a help. But I try to stay up with that theory and get buckets. So.
Yeah, I like that. When Ford High School Weekly continues, we'll talk about some of the colleges that are talking to David Castillo. It's a list that's gonna grow. You can be sure of that. Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. I'm your man, Dion Amade, and I'm talking with my man, David Castillo. Now, David, we talked about, getting ranked and the national attention that you're getting. With that attention comes college scouts and recruiters knocking on your door and calling that cell phone. So with that being said, so who are some of the schools that have offered you early on in your career, and what are the things that they're saying?
The schools that have offered me are Oklahoma State, Tulsa, South Carolina, and Kansas State.
And I know that for them to be offering you when you're a freshman says a lot about what you can bring to the court, and it says a lot about them as recruiters. Especially them getting out there early and noticing the big talent that's out there. But I noticed that there's some connection, and then some of these schools that are kind of way out there that I wouldn't think they would know about you so early on. So tell me the connections with some of these schools, and you can go ahead and start with Kansas State.
Kansas State, my head coach, Coach Clint, he played there whenever he was in college. So he was the connection with them. South Carolina, that's, way over there. Coach Clint played for, the coach that coaches over there at South Carolina. So he was also the connection for both K-State and South Carolina. And Rod Thompson, he was the connection with Tulsa. They're down the street, about an hour away. And
they got to know who's in their backyard.
Yeah. And Oklahoma State was also Rod. He kind of let them know early on. So they've been watching me for a little bit during my freshman year, and they offered me right after my second tournament with Team Griffin.
All right, so that's the 4 right now, and I mean, like we said, I'm pretty sure there's a lot other schools that are going to try to come into the game and come into the fold before you kind of finally make your decision when you're a senior. I guess that would be like 3 years from now. So there's a lot more recruiting to do, huh?
Yep, definitely.
I hear you. So what do you feel like you got a lot better this summer as far as, taking your game over there to those circuits and testing yourself and practicing with those, up and coming players? How did it go and how much more developed do you feel like that you got?
I think I developed mostly my passing and my vision when playing basketball. Playing on the court, I kind of get tunnel vision. I'm just trying to score the basketball all the time, not knowing that my teammates are open. So probably passing and seeing the court a little bit more.
Man, it's impressive that you already gotten better on that, because the highlights I've seen, you were dropping dimes over there in the corner. So it's impressive, and I'm glad to hear that too, because, I mean, if you're playing with better players, sometimes you got to pass that rock.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So as far as, Dallas, Houston, and some of the other areas that you guys went to, which one was your favorite?
Definitely Peace Jam. Playing over there, you grew up watching those guys on Slam High School and Ball's Life. So, seeing the court in person and playing on the court, it was definitely special.
I hear you. All right. So one of the things that we don't get an opportunity to talk about often is an individual playing for Team USA. So tell me how that came about and what kind of opportunity that's been for you.
It was a huge opportunity, finding out, getting a call that, I get to play for my country is super, super special. And to see, older guys like Bryce, be over there in that environment was super special to hear.
So I know with that comes a lot of opportunity and a lot of things, doors are opened up for you. What are some of the cool things that's allowed you to do? I mean, is any cool players or you've gotten a chance to talk with or meet, or any cool practices or experiences you've gotten to be a part of?
Definitely cool experiences, getting there, having a bag of gear on your bed, full of USA and Nike stuff is definitely, something to dream about. And, the coaches, they're great. The teammates, they're all great. And it's really special.
Man, I can't argue with a bag of gear on the bed, man. I like free stuff too.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, with all that being said, I mean, now that you're looking onto your sophomore year coming up, and you look back on everything that you've been through, I know there's been a lot of people that's helped you to get to this point. Who are some of those people, and could you mention them by name and kind of tell us what it takes to get to this point?
A lot of people have, helped me, be successful. I'd like to mention my head coach, Coach Clint. Him being my varsity coach, I was kind of for my freshman year. I was super nervous. He kind of helped me like tone down kind of help myself be calm, and push me at practice, and the great things to from him being a Division I basketball player. Learning from him is definitely good. Coach Rod Thompson, he's helped me with since I was like fourth grade. Connecting me with college coaches and just pushing me, telling me to pick up full court whenever I didn't even know how to play defense. He's definitely been a big help. And my brother, working me out and keeping me level grounded, and just him being a good big brother. And my pops, my dad.
There you go.
My pops, he's he can get antsy, but he's a great dad. He helps me on and off the court. He helps me with school, and he also helps me keep me level grounded.
That's what I was looking for. Got to show love to Pops, man. He's always going to be there for you.
Yep.
So with that being said, man, David, I want to thank you so much for joining us this evening on a Ford High School Weekly, and we can't wait to see what the future has for you. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking to you a couple more times before you leave us here at high school and go on to be bigger and better than everybody thinks you are.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for having me.
3 seconds, 2 seconds at the buzzer on the way. That's good.
Be sure to go to YurView.com/OK for highlights and replays of the Ford Game of the Week. And check out our podcast and past episodes at YurView.com/OK. The Ford Game of the Week returns Thursday, August 26th as the Booker T. Washington Hornets visit the Southmore Sabercats to kick off the 2021 season. Then Friday night, August 27th, it's the Highway 97 rivalry as Sapulpa rolls up 97 to Sand Springs to take on the Sandites. David Castillo is one of the best in Oklahoma, and only the best in Oklahoma make the Ford High School Weekly. So thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm Dion Amade.
Ford High School Weekly has been brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Oklahoma. And by Rib Crib, smoking good stuff since '92.